Finally, Chris and Frank G has come back to Build Your Empire podcast. Frank G, who are we doing an episode on today of?
Today, we are speaking of someone who deserves no introduction, needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. If you smell what TheRock is cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my boy, Frank G. I did not think you were going to deliver like how I delivered. Not only have you delivered, but you were charismatic. You were fantastic. You were like a high roller, man. You did that entrance great.
I appreciate it, man. I had to give the man Dwayne Johnson his correct introduction.
Yeah, well, I thought I did it, but you know what? Apparently you did it better. My man.
Yes, sir.
Frankie Facts in the house.
Frankie Facts.
Every Thursday, he's about to drop some Frankie Facts, and I'm excited about this one, man. I mean, every single person loves Dwayne Johnson, TheRock. He's an icon, and he's old, and he's young as shit.
He turned 48 in May.
That is old, and his career is legendary. Talk about legacy. He already has it from, poverty to rich, from not making his original dreams to then becoming one of the biggest stars in the industry, to leaving the industry, to becoming one of the biggest stars in one of the toughest industries. Remarkable story.
Yeah, it's truly incredible. I mean, this man, like you said, he started, from rags. He moved all around. I think he lived in New Zealand for a while, but then he was in like 7 different states going to high school. At 15, this man watched his mom attempt suicide, which left him in depression. At 17, he was arrested for multiple robberies. I think he made counterfeit money. So he was struggling in his teenage years, for sure.
Which is odd, I guess, because his father, although his father was in the wrestling industry like him, I mean, at the time, they probably weren't making that much money, and also him himself was not that big to even make enough money.
Yeah, so no, I mean, when he first got into wrestling, I mean, he wasn't huge at all. In fact,
it was a joke.
He was a joke. His original name was a mix between his father and his grandfather's wrestling names.
Rocky Maivia?
Yeah, maybe it's something like that. But yeah, and the crowd would boo him constantly. So essentially what happened is he flipped it, where he went heel pretty much. So he went bad in the wrestling world. And he started, shit-talking fans, shit-talking the other performers.
But he was genuine about it, which caught on.
He was genuine about it. I mean, his stage presence, you can only see how much he grew during wrestling. I mean, he has probably 10 amazing moments in wrestling on the mic, and they're probably the top 10 of all time.
He was amazing on the mic. And this was during the greatest era of wrestling, where you had the top superstar. Yeah, top superstars. And for him to literally be number one, I mean, I would say it would be a mix between him and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And, oh, man, damn, he was fun to watch.
Yeah, so in terms of someone who main events the most SmackDown or pay-per-view wrestling is him. He has been the main event for the most shows for wrestling in 1 year. In 1 year, yeah. So,
in a 1 year span, or you're saying in 1 year?
No, in a 1 year span, I think he was headline 36 events, and that was the most.
Yo, when he was hot, you knew who was cooking.
You knew TheRock was cooking something.
I loved how in his early movies, because obviously, look, this is Build Your Empire. We typically come at you with stats and, intros, and we all know TheRock. I mean, it's incredible how his name is so prominent. So the story is almost already told, but it's funny how when he was in his movies, his first movies, he always dropped like a rock bottom or some wrestling move.
Yep. So he was in his first movie,
Scorpion King.
Well, he was the Scorpion King in The Mummy. So he wasn't the main actor. Then they did a spinoff a few years later, The Scorpion King, and he is today still known as an actor for his first leading role to make the most money, $5.5 million.
Currently, I think he's the highest paid.
But I'm saying for his first movie that he started, he was highest paid.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? That makes sense because of what he already built and established.
Well, and The Mummy did so well. He got a ton of great feedback.
He must have had incentives in there.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Huh. Yeah, it was very interesting. When did The Mummy come out? I almost want to say it came out like 2004, like maybe even 2002. And because I think he did Walking Tall in 2004.
Walking Tall was good. That was a good one.
Great movie. And in fact, I think that was the movie that almost transcended him into Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't have
I didn't think you would in your 10 pages of notes there.
Frankie Fax doesn't have when
he got
Walking Tall came out.
Yeah, I tell you what, too, man. You cannot be throwing some top-of-the-head bullshit answers with Frankie Fax because you will get fact-checked.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's also featured on many things before his acting career take off. He played his father in that 70s show for an episode, which was kind of awesome. I mean, he was in Star Trek. He was an alien wrestler. So, I mean, his presence, no matter what he was in, I mean, he was known. You just know TheRock.
He potentially could be one of the top 10 most famous people. And, between me and you, we have a very similar mindset, I guess, being BFFs. But we also look up to similar people. And one of the gracefulness and specialness about the dude is that he's so humble and so caregiving and so authentic that you can't not like him.
Yeah, and to be one of the most generous, kind people in the world, and to be one of the largest, massive
top 10 famous people potentially in the world, and if an old lady stopped him, or better yet, if a grandson stopped him in the middle of the street and said, "My grandmother loves you so much," he may do a video on the phone.
Oh yeah, he gives back. He's all about his fans. I mean, he says it all the time. It's the audience comes first. What can I do to make the audience go home happy?
And that's an incredibly intelligent perspective because that is true. I mean, look at us and what we do. If we don't have a listener or an audience, then we're just a bunch of fools, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're kind of biased in things that you create, the content you make. So if you think it's good, realistically, you should be asking yourself, will the audience connect with me?
I'm actually thinking right now, when you did your intro, which is funny how we switched up our intro, did you grab the mic like this and
You
did. Wow.
That's what he does, man.
Yeah, I know, man. But I'm getting it now. I'm seeing it right now on the Zoom call. And man, I don't know if he could have done that better.
Well, he certainly taught me. He certainly taught me.
He definitely didn't teach you how to cook, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't even be able to eat probably a ninth of the meals he makes.
Man, his cheat meals that he posts are sometimes the funniest things. You're talking about 20 stacked pancakes and Chinese food.
Apparently, pancakes is one of his favorite meals. So you got that in common.
That's something did you say we have that in common?
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, pancakes is one of my top 5 favorite foods. And I do put pancakes and waffles in the same category. I don't like waffles as much as pancakes. However, I do think they're the same.
Well, we're not going to get into the pancake waffle debate, but if you guys would love to give us feedback, we are
maybe they want to for Monday's episode. But
maybe money could certainly buy you pancakes, though.
Yeah. Give us another Frankie fact over here.
Another Frankie fact. All right. So he created TheRock, or Dwayne Johnson, I should say. He created his own production company. And
I did not know that.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
He named it. Let me see. It's like $7, like $7 pocket. Let me get the exact name.
But wait, does that mean most of his movies are no?
No, he's so Ballers came from his production company.
Great show. I was hooked on that show. I guess I fell off, but it's weird how you fall off from shows. But that was a great show.
Yeah, and he named it $7 production company because when his football career ended and he was flying from Canada back to Miami, after he landed, he went in his pockets and he only had $7.
What do you do in that moment? Like, I mean, there's so many stories of adversity of people like that. And it's amazing how far they can go. And I don't think I'll ever in my life experience that type of adversity, nor have I. So I have all these advantages. If I don't get like as big as TheRock, then like I suck.
Well, TheRock, I think he currently has 188 million followers on Instagram.
That has to be top 10.
He's 1,000% top 10. Yesterday it was announced he dethroned Kylie Jenner he makes over $1 million per paid post on Instagram.
It is so funny how things go full circle. So I saw a quick caption or article how Kylie Jenner was dethroned, as you stated, as the highest paid, but it didn't say who. So
yeah,
for you to be like TheRock, makes sense.
Yeah, so I mean, she has 183 million. I mean, she's still worth more money to my knowledge. But on Instagram, he is now paid more.
That's interesting. Well, what's interesting is the audience demographic, right? Kylie Jenner's audience demographic is probably mostly women who enjoy makeup while also having lusting men, right? Yeah. While TheRock is just literally everyone. So if someone had to sell product, who would sell more? Probably TheRock, to be honest.
And even and especially during the pandemic, so his income has rose 15% while Kylie's has dropped 22% over the last few months.
That doesn't even make sense because he's not doing movies and he's one of the highest paid Hollywood actors.
So I'm seeing that he's doing a lot. I mean, he has workout programs. They're $150 to like $250 per session.
So what do you mean per session? Like you watch him?
I'm assuming you sign up for this and either he does the workout and you do it with him, or he has his trainers.
Is that due to the quarantine? Is that directly correlated?
I didn't read if it was correlated. I just know he has. I mean, I can assume this is the one part of the business.
Yeah, it's like an e-class. That's well, you know what? He is capitalizing in, I guess, e-commerce and being home. I mean, he's pushing his new tequila.
I mean, we know people who have bought it already. I personally don't like tequila, but I had to try my man's tequila.
And I'm real to myself. I did not try that tequila. I was in the same room with you. I poured me a shot of TheRock.
Yeah, it was certainly not good. So it's Dwayne Johnson, Kylie Jenner, and then believe it or not, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. Ronaldo has, I think, the most followers on Instagram. So I knew that.
And the reason that it's also something big is because this is the first time in 4 years that a Kardashian or a Jenner is not on the top list of that Instagram paid list.
I actually, some of these shows we do a lot of research. Some of these shows we do, minor research. Yeah. I look forward to doing the Empire of the Kardashians and Jenners, and that will require research, but that's going to be a very interesting episode.
Yeah. Well, Kylie Jenner, I mean, the Jenner and the Kardashians alone, they're business geniuses, obviously. You can't be in the game and number one, number two for that long if you don't have something going. It's not like it's luck or a released porn video.
I almost want to know, like, who are the teams behind these people? Like, I mean, I guess Kardashians, that's a simple question, easier question to figure out who The Rock's team is. Like,
know
who's his trainer?
Well, do you know who he works with on a business level? For
Frankie Facts. Give me the facts.
His ex-wife, Danny Garcia, is his biggest business partner. They took a ownership stake in the ice cream brand that they just bought.
I saw that. I didn't know it was a brand. I thought it was a store.
No, it's a brand. Something straw.
Hey, that's how me and you met, at an ice cream store.
Scooping ice cream for the people.
Yeah, scooping ice cream for the people. I tell you, nothing's better than going into an ice cream store, getting 12 to 15 spoons and eating 12 to 15 different flavors.
Or just like getting the fudge, putting it on a spoon. Yeah. When you work at an ice cream spot, it's a lot of perks that people don't get if you don't work inside that store.
Facts. And before we go back on track here, I will admit I did put my hands and face in a big box of sprinkles because the texture of a huge box of sprinkles is very interesting. I was young.
I'll tell you, if you had a bigger platform right now, you would get a ton of shit to that one.
As soon as I finished that statement, I was like, oof, that may not be something to say. But I did follow it up with saying I was young.
I was going to say it, but I was like, I'm not going to be the one. I'm not going to throw my boy under the bus.
You say what?
That you broke like all food health codes and stuck your face with your mouth and nose right inside sprinkles.
Man, sometimes you got to go for it. Fucking jabronis.
I hear you, man. You do got to go for it sometimes. I was looking up. So crazy. So obviously, when you're a massive human like that, that's a ton of work. That's a ton of effort. There's a ton of tweaking. I mean, even for his movies, sometimes you got to cut the cardio. Sometimes you got to gain all this like water weight.
Well, that's got to be easier for him, though, than a typical like Jamie Foxx who doesn't do that often because he's been doing it his whole life.
But I can only imagine. I mean, the man wakes up at 3:30 in the morning to start his run. He makes sure he's up where he can run and eat and then have 2 hours of silence before even the dogs are up, before the kids are up. And he does that even if he has to lose 2 hours of his 5-hour sleep.
I was going to say he has to be in bed sleeping by 11 o'clock.
No, he gets an average of 3 to 5 hours a night.
Frankie Facts, how factual is this? Where did you come up with this one? Because I don't know if there's got to be a small percentage of humans who can operate on that high of a level. Yes. Like, you're talking like that is the gift. Yeah. More so than any other gift he has.
Yeah, and to be as charismatic as you could be on 3 hours of sleep, this was an interview.
Doesn't make sense.
By him a few years ago.
Wait, hold on, Frank. Time out. T here.
Yeah.
Here. Do you think it is possible that he may be on some performance-enhancing drugs that could enhance his performance on not getting enough sleep?
Well, he certainly is taking some type of enhancements. I don't know if you can take sleep enhancements.
Well, I'm sure if you have a bunch of testosterone pumping your body, you could operate.
Dude, he says he almost never hits REM sleep. So he's never getting that rest that most people in this world need to function.
So I don't even know how you can detail what REM sleep is, but I think I have an idea. And I think I get it 50-50, if not more.
Well, if you're going for, I believe now we didn't research the REM, so I believe it kicks in after like whatever, how many hours. So if you're getting 3 to 5, you're probably disrupting it.
Yeah, but I would imagine if you have the ability to dream, you can hop into REM sleep or you're in it, right? I think if you're dreaming, you're in actually, never mind.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, we're just thinking here. Well, I know he was also supposed to film a movie for 2020, and we did just talk about the Marvel universe. However, he is doing his first superhero movie in the DC universe.
He does look badass in this movie. Now, I don't know superheroes. I don't even know what the movie or superhero he's playing.
He's a villain.
He's a villain. So, yeah. But he does look badass. He looked like a Superman, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. He has the like that kind of suit on. Yeah, Black Adam.
Yeah, and he's just jacked like Superman.
Yeah, it just makes sense. I mean, the guy at one point in his life ate 121 pounds of cod a year.
821 pounds, you say?
821 pounds of cod was in his diet for a couple of years, and then it's actually removed now, and I don't know the reason, but
okay. So let's break this down real quick. 365 days in a year.
I can tell you how much it is right now.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying he has about 3 pounds a day, a little less. But like that's what I'm trying to break down is just to eat 1 pound of cod is not. It's probably one meal. So he's having that twice.
Yeah. I mean, apparently, I guess wherever he's catching the fish or buying it, the fish was only $1.75 a pound. It said he spent $1,400 on cod alone a year. I didn't do the math, but I just accepted the facts.
That's not even that expensive.
That's not expensive at all. It's like normal, but it's not because it's 821 pounds and no one fucking eats
that. I mean, you like. I would imagine if I was to eat that much, that is 80% of my diet and what I consume for the entire year. Probably almost more.
Oh, yeah. I wish I knew how many calories he ingested on a normal basis. It's probably absurd.
I almost want to try out cod.
The dude is superhuman or a machine almost. It's like.
Yeah, we already went over that. He's got a gift from God.
Yeah. I mean, he travels on his P-Jet from wherever he wants to go, takes his family. Now, I'm not sure if he rents that P-Jet because I'm sure it's like 65 milli. But he certainly does like the luxury life like us.
My man, we are nowhere near that luxury.
We are not near that. No.
It's actually incredible, the stages of luxury, because we have more luxury than the
average of our age, at least.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to explain it. And it's a good, decent amount of luxury. And we are nowhere near the stage of that.
No. I mean, and obviously he didn't accumulate this without hardship. I mean, he's not scared to work hard. That is something that is
his biggest thing.
Yeah.
Always be the hardest worker in the room.
But it's crazy because he's always doing business things as well. He's always trying to get his money in something, his ideas. I mean, so obviously he created this huge, I guess, version of himself where he's this massive man who works out like crazy. He created an app called TheRock Clock.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That wakes you up when he wakes up. And you work out when he works out. So it's like you almost the first week.
I wonder if that's really in sync.
Yeah, I can only imagine he puts the time in. Like, I don't know. Or like he just says, I'm usually up 3:30. 3:30 is the time. That's like, I've only worked out in the morning a few times, and I did not go at 3:30.
Well, I always said, for me at least, to get to the next level, you have to get up early and do your workout early. I just still have not gone to the next level, clearly.
Yeah, I think we were discussing this once, and I decided to do it the next morning.
Probably on the last podcast.
Yeah, and it only lasted one day.
Yeah, that is actually really funny. So we did discuss TheRock on our top 5 biggest influences. And, yeah, you did do that. And you did say that. And you did do that where you didn't go back.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, because I technically need to change more than just your morning routine. You need to change your entire evening routine. So that's a switch and a half, I guess.
I mean, how so? How would you switch your evening? You just now have free time to now have.
Well, you're going to bed much earlier.
That's a great point.
And to be honest, and I don't do nearly as much work as TheRock. I feel like I'm busy. So it's just crazy. Obviously, you got to manage yourself better and more, because if he could do it at that level, others can.
Well, I think all the people we look up to, there's a level of scheduling their lives where his life is probably literally minute by minute scheduled to the T, where we're scheduled by the hour, and it's not as demanding.
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, he said he wakes up early in the morning specifically to plan his day out before anyone's up. So yeah, he is every minute, every second. I'm sure his day is planned. When he's got to eat something, when he's got to take a shit, when he's going to work out, when he's going to go fly to the production company.
Did you just say Dwayne "TheRock" Johnson plans out when he's going to take a shit?
I only imagine when you're on a fitness level like this and a diet like this, you know exactly when you're taking a shit.
I'm going to call erroneous on that one.
What, you don't set a routine and have the same, poop times every day?
Yeah, I have the same poop times, similar every day. But I do think if I wanted to, I could almost probably change that.
You got some superpowers there, huh?
I wouldn't say that because I have pooed my pants more than the average person.
Oh, man, that's funny. That is funny.
Yeah, funny for you and everyone else.
Yeah, I almost wish you told that story out on Memory Lane Monday.
I'm glad I didn't, but maybe one day.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been down the
Memory Lane Monday. Maybe this Monday we'll take down a trip memory lane.
Yeah, and I mean, I was looking up with TheRock real quick because I mean we like to talk about things that are going on currently. So he has his tequila out, he has his ice cream out. He also has a deal with Under Armour where he makes apparel, he makes sneakers. I mean, he has his own wireless headsets that.
Don't you notice that all these business people we're doing the Empire shows on are like in the similar industry? Like they all have a production company, they all have apparel, they all have
they all had a dream and they followed it, and then they created this umbrella company that is just part of all their business ventures.
Yeah, and anything you then like or get into, you can use your brand equity to help build that. Real quick, Gary Vee just sold out his Empathy Wise. He had that for a year.
Yeah, and he built.
In fact, damn, should have did that. That works. But that was a crazy move. Maybe next week we'll get into that.
Yeah, well, Gary Vee's another one who's on another level.
Another level. And I swear, Gary Vee is the same as Dave Portnoy, the more I analyzed it. They're like the same corporation. It's in two different personalities. Very hilarious. Then you got like TheRock, another one, but like it's a different, he's like I'd say he's an athlete first almost.
He's an athlete first, but man, does he seem like he could sell the shit out of you.
Oh man, he sold me on Ballers, yo.
Yeah. I mean, he talks with like such a passion for everything. You can't help but just follow him.
I just see him with like sunglasses on South Beach, pulling down his sunglasses with a nice suit on,
with rolling a Lamborghini,
trying to sell you something. You got me. I want whatever you got.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure.
That's how he could sell me right away, though. But then he's like, you gotta get up at 3. You're on 4 hours of sleep. Yeah, trying to sell me that.
Well, yeah, you like your 8 hours.
8. This kid said 8.
What do you like, 10?
Yeah. You knew immediately from that reaction that it could have been less.
No, you would have been probably mad at me for saying more if it was less.
Yeah, man. I like my naps. I like my sleep.
That makes sense. We'll unlock that level soon. We'll unlock it.
I guess. I mean, I also don't take any performance enhancers.
Yeah, no. I mean, neither have I. And we know you don't from the last episode. From your trip to the doctor, your parents finagled.
Oh, that's actually hilarious. My boy remembers everything. Man, apparently also Saturday night, which I didn't. Thanks,
man. You're welcome, man.
Put my arm around the bush. I don't remember that.
Yeah, we like to enjoy our time when we can. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. I was not drinking Terramana.
No, to be honest, I wasn't a fan. I'm not trying to sway any of you from trying it. Please do support Dwayne
Well, here's
Johnson.
The thing, right? Everyone will try it because it is TheRock, which is why his brand and why brand is so important.
Yes, absolutely. Now, if you really think about it, if everybody tried that once, he probably doesn't need to sell it anymore.
He probably already made profit at least.
Yeah, in that sense.
I personally wouldn't buy it because I don't like tequila. Well, I like tequila more than you, and drink it less. And I drink it less than you.
Yeah, it's because I like to have a margarita here and there.
I like tequila when I guess I'm in Mexico or in like I don't know a bar, but like a different bar.
Yeah, well, we have a buddy who says tequila tastes like twigs and berries, and every time he says it, I look at him.
He called during the show. I was gonna actually pick up and have him come on the show, real quick, because he did that one time.
That would have been his second time. Yeah,
our buddy Tommy, he just calls in.
Our buddy who is combating the coronavirus on the front lines.
Yeah, he was the nurse. Now I was gonna give him a call. Or I was going to answer the call and be like, what do you know about TheRock Johnson right now? What minute are we on?
This is a long one. We're hitting 30, I think, right now.
All right. So I guess we're going to wrap it up. I'm not going to give Tommy name-calling tequila twigs and berries a call. We're going to end the show. But, man, I gotta say something that's very important, very judgmental about you. And that is that, man, the entrance of the opening dialogue was absolutely brilliant. It was great, man. That's my boy. I'm out.
That was good stuff. All right, guys. Check you out next time.